Hey guys, it's Aaron. We're going to keep this dynamic component train rolling. I know we went through and created a fence last couple, but we had a question on the first of that series. Somebody asked if we could create a dynamic component cube that you could click on and have it move, and then when you click on it, it would move back. I think we can do better than sliding a cube around. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a sliding door. We're going to have two different panels, and when you click on it, one panel is going to move over. When you click on it, that panel is going to move back. Let's hop in and take a look at doing that right now. So I did start by drawing some things. I figured you guys don't have to watch me draw rectangles. You've done it enough. So what I have here is three pieces. So if I look over at my components, I have this thing called frame, door A, door B. Frame is exactly that. It's just this rectangle around here. Door A here is on the left side. Door B is on the right side. Now, what I want to do is I want to make it so that if I click on this component, this door moves open and then moves closed. And then that's it. That's all I want to do. Keeping it simple. I know I don't have a bunch of detail on here. There's no handles or glass or runners or anything like that, but we're keeping it simple, simple geometry. So an important thing before I go any further is this door A versus door B. These do have to be two separate components. If I name them the same thing, then guess what's going to happen? If I click, they're both going to slide over. When I click again, they're both going to slide back. So they do have to be their own instance, even if they are the exact same geometry, which these two are. If I click on X-ray, I just wanted to point this out, and so I do have this overlapping by 2 inches. So there is a little bit of an overlap there. It's not directly in the center. They don't butt up against each other. They do bypass each other. So that's what we're working with to begin with. So right now, 3 different components. So first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to select all 3 of them and create a brand new component of the group. So I'm going to right click, make component, and I'm going to call it sliding a door. Boom. All right. So with that selected, the outermost level is selected, my sliding door, I can see I have my 3 components inside there. Now, here's a note, something that I would probably do if I was making this. I would probably spend some time on my doors and frame forcing geometry sizes. That is to say, so this door, this door B right now is whatever size is when I drew it, and that's it. What I would probably do is come in here to attributes and put my XYZ values in there and hard code those, force those sizes so that stuff doesn't get stretched out or anything like that. I would probably do that for all the pieces. It's not a requirement. I don't have to do it, but just know that if like scale gets used on this door and it gets stretched out, it could cause some odd things to happen. So that was me. I liked, if I made a dynamic component, I really like to hard code everything I could, lock it all in if possible. In this one, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to have this slide back and forth. So I'm going to add a couple of things. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create what I call a state. This is a user-defined attribute. It's not in the list. I'm just going to call it state, enter, and my state I'm going to right now set to 0. All right, this is where I need you to trust me. Roll with me on this one, guys. Okay, I'm now going to tell it to add an attribute that is in the list, and that is onClick. So onClick means when I click on something, something's going to happen. Now, it is important to note where you put onClick. So I'm putting onClick on sliding door on the top level. That means when I come in with my interact tool, I can click anywhere on this component. If I was to put onClick down here in just door B, I could only click on door B. So if I moved over here door A or caught the frame, I wouldn't have the ability to interact. By putting on the top level, this is saying anything in this component will allow me to trigger sliding the door back and forth. All right, let's actually put something in here. I'm going to tell it to set, and then open parentheses, state, comma 0, comma 1, end parentheses. So what I'm saying is when I click anywhere on the component, toggle the value state, which is what I have right here, between 0 and 1. I could put other attributes in here. I could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, as long as I comma them. But in this case, I just want to toggle between 0 and 1. I'm going to hit enter. And now we're going to test it by coming out here, going to Tools, clicking on Interact. So when I interact, I get that little finger. And see a little finger icon? Now the way to test that interact is set correctly is if I hover over this component, a little spark should show up on the tip of the finger. Oh, and there it is. Notice any part of this, anything that's inside this blue outline right now makes that show up. And as soon as I move out of the blue outline, oh, little spark goes away. Now we can test by clicking. When I click, I should see this state toggle between 0 and 1. Let's do it. Look at that. 0, 1, 0, 1. I just do that all day. That's a blast. Okay, it's not a blast. It's boring. Let's make it do something. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to hook that state up to the location of door B. So I'm going to add one attribute to door B. And that attribute is my position, my location on the red axis as it moves back and forth on that red axis. Sometimes I forget what's X, Y, and Z, and that's why I just keep an eye on this upper left corner and I look for colors. So position X is along my red axis. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to position X. So where are we going to put it? Well, this is where we got to dive in a little bit. So I'm going to double click to enter, and I'm going to look at some locations of some things. So first thing is my axis of the overall component. That's down here in the lower left corner. So this is 0, 0, 0. If I double click into this door, this is my axis of this door. So this is basically the handle that I'm going to be moving it by. So I don't really care where this component is, or this corner, where the center is. None of that matters. All that matters is where I'm moving this from. So it's the handle by which these attributes will move this door. So right now, let's see, if I was to check my dimension from the 0, 0, 0 over to here, I see right now it's at 2 foot 11. Or if we change that into just inches, that's 24 plus 11, that's 35 inches. And if I wanted to come all the way snug back to the frame, that is 1 inch from the main or the component origin. So I want to toggle this between 35 inches and 1 inch. So I'm going to exit back out, and I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to say equals if, and I'm going to put a parenthesis, this value, state, sliding glass door, exclamation state. Now this is important. Sliding glass door, exclamation state. If I just type state, it would look in this component for something called state. I don't want to look here. I needed to look up a level to sliding door, exclamation point, just a separator. So look in component sliding door for a value called state. So if state equals 0, comma, 35, comma, 1. So what I'm telling it is if this value right here equals 0, put the door at 35 inches, which is where it is now. Otherwise, put it at 1 inch. Enter. All right, now here's our test. Tools, interact, and then so you'll hit this eventually as you use components. There is a focus issue, not an issue. It just happens. So focus is what the computer is looking at and interacting with. Right now, I'm in this dialog. This is a separate window from SketchUp. So I do have to click into SketchUp in order to use any tools over here. All right, so I'm ready to interact. If I click, it slid over. And look, my position changed to 1. Now, if I click again, it should set the state to 0, and position should say, oh, it's at 0, put it back to 35. It works. I'm not surprised. I'm just trying to, bring some awe to the process since it is just a sliding door, but there you go. So on a single click anywhere in the component, I can click on this little corner out here on the end of the frame, it still moves it back and forth. So, like I said, maybe not, it's not like building a whole house on a single click, but it is kind of cool that with just a little bit of work, couple minutes of creation there, you can just click on it and set that state open or close. It would work with rotate too. We use the X location, but you could actually use Z rotate to toggle between 90 degrees and 0 to open and close a swinging door as well. I hope you like that. If so, click like down below. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. We create several videos every single week and you'll be notified of each and every one of them if you subscribe. Most importantly though, please leave a comment. Most, if not all, our content nowadays is created based on comments from viewers like you. This video, perfect example, we created because of a comment on a video. We like making these videos a lot, but we like them even more when they're showing something you want to see. Thank you.